I wanted to reach out and just wish everyone a good Erev Shabbos. It's Erev Shabbos Parshas Shmini. We just finished the holiday of Pesach, and we are right back to another Shabbos, Amir Hashem, in our unique experience. I want to share a message which I thought was relevant given the holiday that we just experienced in quarantine, isolation, away from everyone. You know, someone commented to me on the block that they missed hearing Berchas Kohanim over Chag, that one of the things we missed, unfortunately, was to hear the blessing from the Kohanim. But as much as I missed hearing the blessing from the Kohanim of our community, I want to share somewhat of a sobering message from the Parsha about the power of various blessings. You know, in Parsha Shmini, the Torah tells us of opening day. Yom Shmini was the inaugural day when, after 7 days of Moshe performing the avoda, now Aaron gets a stab on opening day. It's Aaron's turn to perform the avoda. And the first two aliyot describe the avoda, the service which Aaron performed. At the end of the service in Parak Tes, Pasach Hafbet, the Torah tells us in Vayikra, Vayisa Aaron es yadav el am vayivarchem, that Aaron then lifted up his hands and blessed the people. After having finished giving the various offerings. And Rashi comments, what was the blessing that Aaron gave at this juncture, the moment? And Rashi says it was Berchas Kohanim. But we'll see in a second, the very next pasuk tells us that the fire did not come immediately after Aaron finished the avoda. The next pasuk says, Vayavo Moshe v'Aaron el Oel Moed, then Moshe joins Aaron, Vayetzu vayivarchu et ha'am, and then the two of them leave from the Oel Moed, and then they bless the nation. Vayirak v'od Hashem el kol am, and then the glory of God appears. V'teitze eish mifnei Hashem v'tochal al hamizbeach et ha'olav et ha'chalavim, and then a fire comes down and consumes the various korbanot which Aaron had offered. And Rashi there tells us, first of all, what was this second blessing, and why was it only after Moshe gets involved does the fire descend from upon high? And Rashi tells us that Aaron, after performing the avoda, gets a little nervous when he doesn't see the fire come down. And Aaron was starting to get embarrassed. And Moshe basically says to him that the same thing was true for the last 7 days. You know, we worked so hard, and I did the avoda for 7 days, and I too was nervous why the fire did not come down during the, what we'll call preseason, you may mean the 7 days of inauguration. And Moshe experienced something very, very similar. And Rashi tells the Jewish people also were worried and concerned that when they didn't see the fire come during those 7 days, they had worked so hard during those 7 days, and they wondered whether or not their fruits of labor were received by God. Ultimately, Moshe Aaron blessed the people, and the second blessing they give is actually the blessing that we recite on Motzei Shabbos, and we know it from Tehillim, V'hi Noam Hashem Elokeinu Aleinu. May the pleasantness of God be upon us. And they said the following, Yiratzon shetishra shchina b'maaseh yedechem. That it should be the will of God that the Shekhinah should be sure, the Shekhinah should rest on the work of your hands. And at that point, after saying the second blessing, a blessing which does not need a minyan, a blessing which we recite on Shabbos morning as part of the liturgy, and that we recite Motzei Shabbos as well when we go back to work. Again, Yiratzon shetishra shchina b'maaseh yedechem, that the God should be shower Shekhinah on the work of your hands. I thought perhaps the message of all these events, the first bracha, the second bracha, this unique bracha we say Motzei Shabbos and we return to our routine, and the imagery of 7 days is very relevant for us right now. Many of us went through a Pesach which we can only describe as different. A Pesach that we've never experienced, Pesach that was, we were either alone or not with all the friends and family that we were used to being around, and it was just different. And I think many of us might feel a sense of lacking. Was our avoda what Hashem wants from us? Was the avoda, did it create a sense of bringing nachas to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? And I think that many of us feel that way, not just about Pesach, but about all of our jobs, trying to do our best while in this compromised situation. And I thought it was the bracha, the second bracha, when Moshe gets involved, when it's Moshe and Aaron together with the people, that ultimately you need all the parties working together, and that's what triggers the Shekhinah's arrival. It's when Moshe and Aaron work hand in hand together, and they bless the people. Everyone's included in the process. Then the cloud descends. And I want to echo Moshe's blessing to all of us in this unique time in our lives. Yiratzon shetishra Shechina b'maaseh yadechem. That the Shekhinah should rest on the work that you are all doing. We all feel a sense of wonder if we are working hard enough or producing enough, accomplishing enough. And I want to bless all of us that, it may not be the regular Birchas Kohanim that we're used to, but this other bracha is a source of nechama, that Hashem should see Maaseh Yadechem. He should see how hard we are working. He should rest His Shekhinah upon all of us, and recognizing that we are all doing the best in our capabilities as we return to our somewhat regular work lives this coming Monday morning. And maybe it's why we say Motzei Shabbos every week. This prayer of Noam Hashem Elokeinu Aleinu is because we ask God to see the fruits of our labor, to see how hard we are trying, and to be sure the Shekhinah upon the efforts of our labor. We should be zocha to see HaKadosh Baruch Hu not only bless the work week that we have on Monday coming this upcoming week, but also just to sing all the wonderful things that the world is doing to try to be closer to each other and unite and work together to bring an end to the crisis that we are now facing. And hopefully Hashem should see our efforts and see humanity coming together and bring His Shekhinah back to the world so we can be together. Mehera v'yameinu.